For decades, the runner's high has been described as a euphoric rush that follows sustained aerobic effort, a warm, blissful state of mind where stress melts away and everything feels just a little more possible. It's been chalked up mostly to endorphins, the body's natural opioids that are released during exercise and known for reducing pain and boosting mood. But in recent years, neuroscientists have discovered that endorphins may not be the full story. Instead, a different class of brain chemicals, endocannabinoids, appear to play an even more central role in this post-run euphoria. Far from being a placebo effect or a myth, the runner's high is now understood as a real, measurable shift in brain chemistry, and one that taps into the same system affected by cannabis, but without the drugs. Endorphins do get released during exercise, and they certainly contribute to the reduced perception of pain that often follows a long run or a cycling session. However, there's a catch. Endorphins are large molecules that don't cross the blood-brain barrier easily. That means their effects are mostly limited to the peripheral nervous system, the parts of your body responsible for reducing muscle pain and soreness. While they're helpful, they likely aren't responsible for the feelings of calm, mental clarity, and emotional uplift many runners describe. That's where endocannabinoids come in, particularly a compound called anandamide, named after the Sanskrit word, ananda, meaning bliss. Unlike endorphins, anandamide is small enough to cross into the brain, where it binds to cannabinoid receptors, especially in areas tied to emotion, motivation, and stress regulation. Exercise significantly increases levels of circulating anandamide in the bloodstream, especially during longer bouts of moderate to high-intensity cardio. This surge helps promote a sense of well-being, reduces anxiety, and may even induce mild alterations in perception, essentially a natural high. The role of endocannabinoids in mood and pain management has been studied extensively, and what's exciting is how consistently aerobic activity triggers their release. Animal studies have shown that when the cannabinoid receptors are blocked, mice stop showing signs of the runner's high even after running the same distance. This strongly suggests that the pleasant mental shift is not just psychological, but deeply biochemical. What's more, the endocannabinoid system also appears to regulate neuroinflammation, suggesting that these molecules might play a role in the cognitive benefits of regular aerobic exercise as well. In humans, higher levels of anandamide have been linked to reduced symptoms of depression and greater emotional resilience. This helps explain why many people report feeling calmer, more optimistic, and more grounded after a long run or swim. The mental lift isn't just from achieving a goal or burning calories, it's a physiological shift that supports psychological well-being. Unlike artificial highs, the runner's high builds on the body's own regulatory systems, reinforcing internal balance and stress recovery. What's particularly interesting is that the runner's high doesn't require elite performance. Moderate, sustained movement, typically around 30 minutes or more, is enough to activate this internal pharmacy. The sweet spot seems to be where you're working hard enough to raise your heart rate and breathe deeply, but not so intensely that you trigger fatigue or strain. Steady-state cardio like jogging, biking, swimming, or hiking tends to produce the most consistent effects. The broader takeaway is that the runner's high is more than just a feel-good bonus. It's a signal that the brain is adapting positively to physical stress. In an overstimulated, chronically stressed world, tapping into the endocannabinoid system through movement offers a deeply natural and repeatable way to boost mental health. Over time, this neurochemical shift becomes part of why people who stick with cardio-based exercise begin to crave it, not for aesthetic reasons, but because their brains have learned to expect the reward. So the next time you lace up your shoes and head out for a run, know that you're not just working your heart or lungs. You're literally feeding your brain its own mood-enhancing, anxiety-reducing, perception-lifting cocktail. And unlike most highs, this one's legal, sustainable, and profoundly good for your long-term health.